Well, hello there, YouTube. There's old Kylie right around the corner there. Looks like she's about to go down, doesn't she? Yep, got the old leg cocked back. But, yeah, welcome to a 60-degree Thursday, the 2nd of June. And I think that's just kind of a fog haze out there now. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know. I think the rain's supposed to come back. Dadgummit, I think it's supposed to come back for the weekend, too. Look at this. What has it been, 3 days? Did that Monday, it's Thursday. Monday, late Monday. Look how much that grass has grown. But then, before you know it, it'll be so dry, then the grass stops growing and it starts turning brown. You're going, well, I kind of liked it green better. Anyway, let's roll. Remember, it wasn't that long ago we were going, look, it's starting to turn green. That thing will look like a jungle out there before too long. Well, welcome to the jungle. I like the look myself. It's green, nice and green. Nothing like catching a train first thing in the morning. That's cool. Enjoy your journey, people. Mama, despite the supposed threat of rain,
it's nicer down here.
There's no complaints. Yeah, it just progressively got nicer as we were going southbound.
I think we were stuck in the fog.
Yeah, could have been. Well, Mama?
Yes, I have.
Welcome to Thursday.
All right.
We'll go in here and bust it out. Hopefully it's not as crazy as Tuesday was.
I hope not.
That was almost like a freaky Friday.
Yeah, that was intense.
All right, Mama.
All right.
Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you.
All righty. Bye now.
Bye.
It's been kind of an alignment day again today. But I'm done with the ones I'm doing today. Maybe check on what the deal is with the parts for that thing. You never know when it's parts involved, when some snag can happen nowadays. These are a couple that we're waiting on components for. And speaking of components, this one's been here a bit. I need to check on why we don't have the parts for this one yet. Hopefully things aren't slowing down. It's funny that park brake module is built into that whole bracket. They do it the way they do it. Without the park brake module, you can't ride the thing anyway. Just like if you had to disconnect your cable. There's what was that, in 2018, somewhere around there, they had some, I forget the years exactly, there was some problems with the park brake modules not letting go. And yeah, it's caused some serious troubles with some people. And one gentleman, I think his dealer told him to get it to him or whatever, and he didn't know you can take that. Let me just show you right quick. Will that even show up? Let's get a light going here. He didn't know. Oh, this one's really low. Yeah, I can't even see it. But at the end of this cable, can I see it from here? There you are, right there. This is it's been sitting here, so the suspension sacked out. They just bleed out after a while. But guess what's not in your toolkit is a 12 millimeter wrench. But you need a 12 millimeter wrench, and you loosen this cable. And see where my thumb's at? See how that's open? You loosen this cable, get your fingers behind it, just yank it off. You don't have to pull it off the arm back here either. Just leave it on. And it'll unlock the park brake so you can drive it. But be mindful, you now have no park brake. So what I'd advise you to do, what do I do with that thing? What the heck did I do with it? Oh, it's back here. Either get you a 2x4 or these wheel chocks or something, and carry those with you. It's pretty easy to do by yourself. My advice is point it a little uphill if you can. That way it'll roll backwards, and while you got your foot on your brake, reach over and stick it under the front wheel. I put it in the back because it's on a level rack. It really won't go anywhere anyway, but This one's missing the park brake module. So is that one. So is that one. We do have one, and we're leaving it in the crate. We have one that's missing the cluster. So I'll get to experience replacing and programming that, because it doesn't have the VIN number. You got to write everything to it, because the dash, like most of these things now, the VIN number is stored all over the place on these things. And certain bikes like BMWs, well, I guess the Can-Am's the same way. It has to know the VIN number or it's not going to run. It don't like it. It says, nope. I don't know if it sees that as some kind of threat or what, but yeah, she don't work. I was just watching somebody was roaming around out in the parking lot. Sorry about the pause. You guys know I'm always preaching to you about the brake fluid on your vehicle. Whether it's car, motorcycle, spider, whatever it is, brake fluid is brake fluid. It absorbs moisture, and as it does, it breaks down. It can actually break down to a point that it creates what looks like, well, when you get it out, it kind of looks like battery acid, dried up battery acid. You ever see that around your terminals? Well, besides the obvious, your brake fluid can boil when it attracts moisture. And when it boils, like say you're going down a long hill or you have an emergency situation or something, you overwork the brakes, it can boil that brake fluid and you lose your brakes. Well, the dirt that gets in it, every master cylinder, it has the input line to the plunger that when you push the pedal or pull the lever, the fluid, as it's using fluid, it slowly creeps down there. Well, also, when you let go, the plunger goes back and it opens a return hole. You ever wonder how, when you take your foot off the brake or your hand off the lever, how the brakes aren't still dragging along? And how do the brakes back off? How does that wheel run smoothly and freely? Well, what it does when you back off, it pulls fluid ever so slightly back. I mean, very slightly. Well, that return hole has to be free. Well, it's super, super small. It's like the pilot jet. You ever clean the pilot jet in your little dirt bike or any of your old carbureted motorcycles? Motor pickles. If that return hole gets plugged, there's not really any kind of moving pressure back and forth to kind of knock that out. Anyway, we had an employee riding a motorcycle that was in for a UVI. It was one of those auction bikes. I don't want to identify the bike, or I don't want to be telling a story about somebody, but anyway, took it for a quick test ride to warm up the oil, to dump the oil. And as he's going around, just a quickie around the block, and as he's coming back, the front end feels weird. He's going, man, it's like that front brake is locking up on him. So you remember me telling you the story about my kid endoing his 1100 Goldwing, or was that a 1000 Goldwing? I don't remember. It was an old one. And right in front of that tractor, or the logging supply store, right by the old Longview store on Industrial Way in Longview. Broke his collarbone, all kinds of crazy junk. Anyway, he thought he could make it back with it, and made it almost to our gate out here, and it locked up, washed the front end, and down he went. And it happened so quick. It's like slipping in oil coolant or something like that on a motorcycle. It just went down so quick, he got under the bike, and the bike was not a light bike. Luckily, you didn't have to even go see a doctor or anything, but it hurt him. Luckily, another employee was out back here, seen and heard it all, and ran out there and picked the bike up off of him. But yeah, in many ways, and in ways that you probably don't even know about, like that return hole, what happens, that return hole gets plugged. As you use the brakes, it heats up. Well, when it heats up, it relieves that pressure back into the master cylinder. When that's plugged, two things: it heats up quick because it's not doing that little back off I was telling you about. And the heat continues to rise as it's not backing off. Brake fluid is like everything else, it expands. Well, it expands to a point. If you keep riding, it will lock the brakes up. And this was a non-ABS vehicle, so it locked that front wheel up instantly and down he went. But he's okay. Bike's okay. Got a couple of scratches on it. Luckily, at the last moment, he realized he was in peril and was blowing up as he was coming to the lot back here and change that brake fluid. Usually it's on most motorcycles, it's every 2 years or 25,000 miles. Spiders seem to go a lot longer than that. At least test your fluid. And if it looks dark and grungy, definitely test it. And if it's, 3% moisture content or more, get that crap out of there. You can buy these things for $10 on Amazon, these brake testers. There's a link down in my, I'm not affiliated if that link even still works or not, but it's down in the description of every video. But yeah, don't mess around with brake fluid. That could have ended a whole lot worse. A whole lot worse. You know, it's a real bummer is the bikes I was doing the alignments on are these new ones that I can't ride them. I can do the alignment on it. It's kind of tricky doing the alignment on them too, because I need to turn the park brake on to make sure it doesn't move around. So I just, like I was explaining, I'm just using 2x4s on the ground and just kind of rock it so it kind of wedges itself in between, front and rear on the rear tire, because I'm doing the alignment on the front wheels, obviously. Can't have anything blocking the front wheels while you're doing it, because you need to move things around. Anyway, they're non-rideable units. They beep very loudly and consistently when you try to ride it when that park brake module's missing. Man, and they're loud nowadays. I don't like them beepers anyway, but I understand why they're there. But man, they've gotten considerably louder. You won't ride it for very far before you just lose your mind. But my point of bringing up I can't test ride is it's actually super nice out there. And it sucks that I'm in here and it's like that out there. I do have the air conditioner going. It feels quite well, though. Very comfortable in here. Boy, the weather just became more doomy and gloomy as we were coming home. I guess it's supposed to rain tomorrow or something. I thought Kelly said it was supposed to rain today, but it didn't do any of that. So we stopped and topped the old war wagon off with gas. And I just walked at her, so Annie's like tripping out over there. Apologize for that. So, you do the old thing. You get the pump in there and lock her down. And you stand there waiting for her to go click, when they stop. So thing goes boom and it stops. And, I am about it's got to end with, 05 or 00. I don't know why I do that. So anyway, it stopped at whatever it was in 9 cents. I'm just trying to give it one little bump to get 1 cent, to make it an even number. And so I'm looking at the thing, and the pump's kind of hard to squeeze, and finally it goes boom, and I get 1 cent out. That's hard to do when the gas is $5.25 a gallon, because any touch on the pump and it goes, several cents. So I get the 1 cent and I go, oh, that's cool. And I pick the thing up and I'm turning around to put the nozzle back on the pump. And I hear this like water sound. And I turn around and gasoline is literally pouring. Oh, it still stinks of gas too. Look, you can see where it got down. Went down into the bodywork. Poured all down the backside of that tire. I probably dumped $1 or something on the ground. The pump stopped like it sounded like it stopped like normal, but it did not stop like normal. So yeah, there's going to be some codes getting thrown. We're very careful with this thing. You remember it kept throwing the evap canister leak is what the code kept kicking as. I haven't had that thing in months and months. Well, I think we're about to get it again. Anyway, I'll grab the little woman here while there's still some light. do a goodbye. I hear Sasha over there doing her woo-woos. That's what Kelly calls it. Kind of sounds that way. Are you making your woo-woo sounds, huh? You need to do a good one so they can hear it. She makes this little O with her mouth. We need a good one. I guess that's kind of one. Goofy. But you ready to come inside and hang out for a little bit? Long day at Black Rock? Oh, I know. Hold tight. Well, hello there, YouTube. Look at her. No big coat on. She just has her little jams on.
Yep.
That's it.
Nice.
That's nice. Yeah, I think it just before I came out here, it clicked over 69. I think it was 73 again. We're coming home tonight. That's nice.
Feels good.
I actually got the air conditioners running in the house just because the humidity was high.
Yeah.
Glad we set that stuff up when we did.
Glad we did too.
Some good timing right there.
Yeah, we'd be paying for it bad if we didn't.
That and Kelly says, I think Wednesday and Thursday is supposed to be kind of warm. It was plenty warm in Vancouver today. I think it was 75, 76 again today.
It's very humid.
Yeah, it seemed a whole lot hotter because the humidity was kind of high, which is kind of, despite all the rain, that's kind of unusual around here. Mm-hmm. Our weather's usually quite dry.
Yeah.
Of course, in the wintertime,
It's quite wet.
It's quite wet, but the temperatures are low, so you don't notice it. But yeah, it was a good day. It's kind of these little periods of quietness, it seemed like.
More quiet than chaos.
Yeah.
Quiet.
It's kind of that weird spitter, sputter, spitter, sputter. It's like people trying to decide whether it's going to be nice tomorrow or not. I don't know. There's no way of knowing.
No.
It'd be cool to know what people are thinking and when they're thinking it, you know? Mm-hmm. It's weird. You just don't know. It's just one of those sporadic things. But I guess on that, we're going to bounce on out on you.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Friday or Saturday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We will see you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye.